Hello, I'm Jenny and this is my third little video. I'm here to give a Taurus view of the year ahead and predictions for the Taurus people. Of course, it's not like a one-to-one reading when someone comes to see us, and it's therefore I'm thinking as I do the casting of the Taurus people that I know. But before we give the casting, I want to say a big thank you to all those that have bought my book, The Soothsayer. It's only available from me, unlike the first book, which was available on Amazon. It's only at the moment available from me. So thank you very much, because it's enabled me to send a considerable sum to scleroderma research, which the research into scleroderma is done by Professor Denton and his team at the Royal Free Hospital in London. So thank you again. And if you want any other information on my book, you'll have to see my details online. So we're going to do the casting today for all you Taurus out there. And we're doing them with my own homemade runes, which are now 50 odd years old. Unlike the Nordic runes, which we can buy anywhere and are open to interpretation. These have a specific meaning for the Aquarian age, and we're going to cast them onto the circle of the cloth, which have got the areas of life marked out, and we cast them onto the centre of the cloth, allowing them to fall where they will, and this gives us the meaning of what's happening in the year ahead. I've also drawn out 3 tarot cards for guidance for those born under Taurus, which we'll come to in a moment. At the centre of the universe belonging to the Taurus people, we see there are some changes ahead. Many Taurus have been under some kind of pressure of late, some for years and some more recently, pressure of caring or responsibility. And they are a caring sign. And although the bull is strong, the sign of the bull being the Taurus sign, we know we can't push a bull, we have to lead him gently. We know that the gentle side of the nature of the bull is the cow, which likes to chew the cud, is more romantic side of that character. But we've also got the tough side of the Taurus. And the tough side has been, they need to have been tough this last few years for one reason or another because of the pressures that they're under. But tenacity and perseverance is the thing that we can all learn from these Taurus people. So well done on that. They get on very well with other earth signs, and they are generous-hearted people. Now I can see from the casting that they are needing to cut out things from their life that are no longer required. Now that may be in the form of cutting out something that they're doing in their daily routine, maybe to improve their lives in some way. So there's change for them. Now they're not in total control of this change, because I feel that the fates or the star of hope comes up, and that's saying that some of this is fate, that it's time that they made changes, but some will be their own free will. They may be cutting off from a place or a person or a situation that is not doing them any good, or that it could improve their lives in some way by doing so, which may be tied in with their work, their finances, or their domestic life. It looks as if things are gathering together for them, and the months this year that will be most significant for them are November, December. In next year, it will be the spring, of around about this time next year of April. So the highlights of the year ahead will come from things outside the norm, especially in family. We've got the Pisces sign is very strong where there's any links to financial matters or work matters. We've got the Virgo sign, which they do get on with the Virgos, because Virgo is another of the earth signs. And there's something that seems to be blossoming or coming from small acorns, big oak trees growing from the direction of Virgo persons around them. So Virgo seems to be a good connection in the year ahead for them. It may be, if we think of the ABC, it may be that they're starting at A on some projects, and they will require a lot of organisation to carry out these projects to fit in with their normal life. They will be finding themselves, the Taurus people will be finding themselves at a crossroads. And when you do that, think lucky, think positive, because you've got a lot to give to the other signs. Being a strong sign yourself, very much to give to others. And one of the raison d'etre of the Taurus is care for others. We're all here for some reason. We're all here to learn, but we're all here with different responsibilities and things that come upon us, not through choice, but through fate. There are a few surprises in the year ahead, and I think there's something that seems to be a little bit more fruitful, or a luckier trend, shall we say. And I think that starts outside the home, but could have an impact on the home. And it may be that they're surprised about news or situations that they didn't think could change, but that are doing so, whether it be gradually or suddenly. They seem to be a little bit surprised about that. And you Taurus people must make the most of the months of November, December in the run up to Christmas, especially from outside influences. In your domestic area and your personal area, the other earth sign of Capricorn might be of some interest to you. It could be that they are helpful to you. You do get on with Capricorns most of the time, but them being a horn sign as well, and the Taurus, the Aries and the Capricorn, all the horn signs can sometimes lock horns, but they are also being a strong sign, and basically both being down to earth and practical in many ways. They can be helpful to you on your domestic matters or on your personal matters, perhaps making you see that down to earth side of your nature because they are down to earth and practical. There are signs of something happening in the home that's personal, and it's almost as if things that you've been putting off for a long, long time, it may be more possible now to think of doing them. And whether they be new hobbies or getting back to things that you've done previously, that you've taken enjoyment from, but that you've had to put aside for responsibility's sake. And creativity is part of the sign of the psyche of the bull. Creative and long-lasting or perseverance is another thing. They pull the grindstone round, so we know that they're strong enough to do so. But the side of the bull that is the bovine, gentle creature like the cow, likes the pastures and pastures new and exploration. And they're also creative. They either like outdoors or sports. They're not necessarily involved in the sports, but they do like anything to do with outside activities. And that helps them regenerate themselves in some way. So go outdoors where you can, appreciate nature, and get in touch again if you've lost touch with your poetic side, your musical side, your creative side in some way, because that's where you flourish. Can be a bit stubborn, the Taurus sign, and yet they are willing to listen and they love to tell a good tale. So chewing the cud is another enjoyment possibility with friends or people that are like-minded. I think it's an optimistic year ahead. I'm optimistic for you, Taurus people. There may be something that you think is unjust or unfair in your life. Well, it's different for different people. If somebody comes to see me on a one-to-one basis, it's different than doing a reading for all the Taurus. But I would say that there's things to deal with that you might have to put pen to paper or these days go online to look into, particularly if there's something that's irked you to do with the tail end of a situation. And you've got to get your thinking cap on there, and your spiritual side will come into play, or should come into play, because you'll get the most out of the next crossroads in your life by following that essence within you that has that spiritual belief. And whether you're doing meditation or whether you're conventionally religious, it would seem to be that you get back to your roots within yourself, and that will be good for you because you will know what to cut out and what to include in your life as you go forward. I've drawn 3 tarot cards out for you. Out of the major cards, the Empress card came out, which is the caring side of your nature. Many of you take on caring for others, if not in your work, well, in your personal life. And you've got that protective side. And the Empress card, the mother side, you might enjoy cookery for others. You might enjoy entertaining or looking after others in some way. Nurturing, that's the word I'm looking for. But the Empress has come to show that you yourself need a little bit of nurturing. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't think you've got to tough it out all the time. The Empress card, Mother, Father, God, will be with you. So take heart from that. The minor cards that came out for you when I thought of all the Taurus people that I know were the Ace of Wands. All the aces are the individual, and it's a strong sign. It's not an earth sign, it is the fire element. Now we know that the earth has fire within them. So although you're an earth sign, you're going to get in touch with that fire within in order to start either new projects or take up where you left off previously. And in doing so, small acorns can grow into big oak trees for you in some way, whether it be financial or just satisfaction. The other sign that came out was the Four of Wands, which is about, if we think of it as dancing around the maypole and feeling quite light-hearted, it is a spring card. It is actually for the month of April, the 4th month, but also for the fire element. Now, we don't get on, the Taurus people won't get on very well with some of the people born in the previous sign of Aries because they lock horns at times, as they can do sometimes with the Capricorn, although they've more in common with Capricorn. The sign of Aries is the sign of this card that we've drawn, but instead of locking horns with people, it looks as if you're going to be talking a lot and planning a lot, if not with the sign of Aries, certainly with other people that are fired with enthusiasm. But even with all your enthusiasm, you may have to be patient. So you may not have finished pulling the grindstone just yet, but it's optimistic for you in the future. This card is saying there are 2 new horizons ahead that you've not experienced, and therefore you can think about them. You can think about where you want change, even if you can't actually make it at the moment. It's all about stepping stones, planning now, talking with other like-minded people to what you're going to do for the longer term. So plan ahead and enjoy the planning, because this is where the chewing the cud with the like-minded people will bring you to what you desire. There's a little bit of fate lending a hand as well, and I think there is a couple of things that will be uplifting for you, particularly from outside your normal sphere or from travelling. So that's it for Taurus. Our next sign will be in another month, which will be for Gemini. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.